Gamer here, and welcome back to a very special episode of Let's Say, where instead of playing the game, I actually talk about it. So in this episode of Let's Say, I'm going to be going into the theme of the spooky, since this video is going to be uploaded on October 31st, aka Halloween. So, what is spookier than to get jump scared by weapons? Yes, instead of actually getting a 4-star character that you want, you get jump scared by weapons. Well, besides getting jump scared by a 5-star non-featured, there is also chances where you can get jump scared by 4-star weapons. And, well, as you probably already saw on the title of the video, there's nothing more scarier than to be jump scared by one of the worst claymores in the entire game, the bell. Yeah, and we're gonna be talking about it. Yeah, so in this episode of Let's Say, we're gonna be talking about why the bell sucks compared to every other claymore in the entire game. So, without any further ado, let's get this Halloween episode started, and let's talk about the bell. So, the bell, aka the bad. Yeah, that's what I call it, because this claymore sucks! It sucks! It's terrible! So, it is a day 1 claymore, by the way. Yes, a day 1 claymore. So basically, a claymore that has been bad throughout 3 years! Yes, this game came out 3 years since the Annie was pretty recent. Yeah, the bell just is so bad. It sucks. It's terrible. It's awful. Day 1 claymore that is bad. Well, anyways, enough about me rambling. It's time to actually talk about the claymore before I ramble some more. So this is a HP percent claymore, and at max it is a 41.35% HP claymore. Yeah, the reason why I didn't level this up is because, well, again, this weapon sucks. And since I do rate weapons as if they are R5, I do have a lot of bells here to talk about, and I do have one R5, so let's just take a look at this passive real quick. So, Rebellious Guardian. Taking damage generates a shield which absorbs damage up to 32% of max HP. This shield lasts for 10 seconds or until broken, and can only be triggered once every 45 seconds. While protected by a shield, the character gains 24% increased damage. So, on the surface, it sounds pretty good, right? Wrong! It's bad! It's terrible! It's absolutely terrible! First off, this claymore is based off your max HP. I don't think there's any other character in the entire game who uses max HP other than Deha. And Deha is not even good with this weapon! So this claymore just sucks! Secondly, even though it is Fremene's artwork weapon, yes, Fremene does use the bell in his artwork, it does not fit him either. Yeah, he's a DPS. He's a physical damage DPS. This claymore is not a physical damage dealer. It is not a DPS claymore. It is not a sub-DPS claymore since, well, it doesn't do damage off-field. It's not even a good support one because the shield sucks. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Awful, 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 awful claymore. And this is the R5 effect. You get 32% of max HP. Okay, that's pretty good. But where would you use this? Nothing. You would never use this. Also, once every 45 seconds? Are you kidding me? The shield only lasts for 10 seconds. You have a 35-second cooldown for your shield. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And you have to take damage first before you absorb your shield. Which is, I mean, you have to get hit. But then again, why would you use this when you have Zhongli or any other shield character in the entire game? Heck, even the Well! No, Well gives you a better shield than the bell. So why would you use the bell when there are other claymore options out there that are better than the bell? Exactly. And besides, the 24% damage increase isn't even that great either, because there are other weapons in the game that basically give better benefits than this 24 seconds. And besides, you get this for 10 seconds, by the way, because it's every time you're protected by a shield. And if you don't have any shielders in your team, you only get this for 10 seconds. And you have to wait another 35 seconds to get this up. Yeah, you can see why the bell is pretty bad. It is a terrible, awful, bad Claymore. No wonder why no one uses it. It's terrible. It's day one too. Day one terrible Claymore. Awful. Bad. Bad. Terrible garbage. There is not enough words I could ever describe about the bell. The bell is just so bad. It's terrible. And, well, now that we're at it, might as well compare the bell with other Claymores. So, let's just talk about its competition. So, what is the bell's competition? Everything. Literally everything. I could list every single Claymore in the entire game, and it's probably better than the bell. I am not joking when I say that the bell is terrible, awful, garbage compared to every other Claymore in the entire game. Well, at least I'll list out at least 5 examples, which are probably going to be mostly free-to-play weapons. Yes, even free-to-play weapons that you get from events are better than the bell. So anyways, let's just get this started. So first off, we have a craftable weapon right here, which is the Prototype Archaic, which is a day 1 Claymore. And as you can see here, your normal charge attacks have a 50% chance of doing additional damage. This is way better, 100 times better, than what the bell has. The bell has an HP percent main stat, while the Prototype Archaic has a attack main stat, and also has a better passive because you deal more damage based on your attack. And since it does scale off of attack, and this Claymore is attack based, you deal big damage, which is pretty nice. So yeah, this weapon is honestly still kind of good to this day. Better than the bell, that's for sure, and it's a day 1 weapon too. So yeah, well, that sucks. Next up, we have the Katsuragi Kiri Nagamasa, which is a energy recharge Claymore that basically increases your elemental skill damage, which is pretty nice. This is a better support Claymore than whatever this is that basically gives you shield. So yeah, it's better to at least deal some elemental skill damage than to deal damage for 10 seconds. Yeah. This is a pretty good Claymore as well compared to this. Yeah, you could probably see why I'm basically handpicking these okay Claymores and comparing it to the bell, and the bell looks terrible in comparison. Yeah. Oh, you want another one? Well, here we go. The Lithic Blade. This is a literal Claymore that only works if you have Liwa characters on the team. Yeah, even this is better because you could run National. Yes, because 2 characters in the national team are from Liwa, which are Xingqiu and Zhangling. Yeah, those 2 characters are from Liwa. You can also run Yelan, who is also from Liwa. You can also run Zhangli, who is also from Liwa too. Yeah, these characters can fit on a team, and the Lithic Blade will basically proc its effect because those characters are from Liwa. At least this is better than the bell. The bell just, again, it just sucks. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And besides, you get increased attack and crit rate, which is pretty nice. So yeah. And they're permanent. It's a permanent increase. So yeah, if you do have this R5, it's going to be pretty much a really good Claymore if you do run a Liwa only team, which is pretty nice. So yeah. Well, there's the third hand-picked Claymore. Next up, we have a free-to-play weapon here, the Oromaru, which is basically a attack percent main stat Claymore, which basically increases your elemental burst damage and also increase it by a certain percentage, which is pretty nice. So yeah, really good. Honestly, really good. So yeah, this increases your burst, which is way better than the effect of the bell, which only gives you a shield. Yeah, you will already can see it now. The bell just sucks. Like, there's no other point in talking about the bell. So yeah, you probably already saw the point. But yeah, this Claymore is obviously 10 times better than the bell. The bell just sucks. It's terrible. Oh yeah, one more salt on the wound. we have a 4-star. No, not a 4-star Claymore getting outbeaten by a 3-star Claymore. Yes, the Debate Club. Everyone already knows the Debate Club. It is a pretty good weapon on day 1, since there's no other 5-star and 4-star weapons you could probably pull. The Debate Club is a 3-star weapon that basically, after you use an elemental skill, your normal and charge attacks deal 120% of your attack in a small AoE. This is a 10 times better in effect than this. Yeah, this is a 3-star weapon! A 3-star weapon is dealing more damage and also supporting than this. This is terrible. 10 seconds of shields with a 35-second cooldown compared to this, which lasts for 15 seconds, which is pretty reasonable. Yeah, and also you can occur once every 3 seconds, meaning that it does deal a bunch of AoE damage. So yeah, this is a better Claymore than the Bell. Yeah, and also, well, time to close out the video for good. There is a Claymore that is literally the Bell that is better than the Bell. The Unforged. Yes, the Unforged. This is literally the upgrade to the Bell. So what does it do? Increases your shield strength, which is what the Bell does. It basically gives you a shield, but with this, you basically get increased shield strength. You get increased attack for 8 seconds by a max of 5 stacks. And you also get this by hitting opponents, meaning that you deal more damage. So, remember this, where you get 24% increased damage on shield? You get this. That's pretty good. And in the R1 version, it is a 4% attack increase. So yeah, you basically deal a big damage. And also, if you do have a shield up, which is pretty easy to get if you do run shielders like Zhongli, you get 100% increased attack. Yes, this is literally the better version of the Bell. Yeah, there's nothing more to be said. So, well, it's time to close out the video now. So it's time for the conclusion, the inevitable fate of the Bell. So, what is the conclusion for the Bell? You probably already guessed it by now. It is awful! One of the worst Claymores in the entire game. Honestly, in my opinion, it's the absolute worst. The worst Claymore in the entire game. Its main stat sucks, because there's no other character that uses HP percent. Its passive sucks, since you only get the shield and damage bonus for 10 seconds. And you have to wait 35 seconds for it to come back, meaning that it'll take a really long time to get your effect back. That's literally 1/5 of your time in Spiral Abyss. 35 seconds! 35 seconds. Keep that in mind, by the way. Yeah, the Bell is just so bad. It's really bad. It gets outbeaten by 3-star weapons! It's that bad! Yeah. And also, there's a 5-star weapon that literally replaces what the Bell does. Yeah, there's nothing to be said. So yeah, well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that rant. I had to get it out of my chest. And besides, everyone gets spooked by the Bell. I noticed it too in my summoning videos when I was watching them recently. Yeah, the Bell just shows up out of nowhere, everywhere. Everyone hates when they pull the Bell instead of another 5-star weapon or another 4-star weapon that they could possibly pull. Yeah, the Bell, bad weapon. Awful. Garbage. Well, anyways, like the video if you like this type of video, if you like my rants. You also could like it as well to give me more support on these types of videos. I will be making more in the future if you do leave a lot of support. And also, speaking of support, if you do like the videos on this channel, be sure to subscribe as well. The more amount of support, the greatly appreciated. It means that I can make more content for you guys, which is pretty nice. Also, if you do subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell to not miss out on a single upload. I upload Genshin videos once a week, but the upload schedule is pretty inconsistent. But I do upload once a week, so if you do turn on that notification bell, you could probably get the latest upload. So that is pretty nice. Also, comment down below! Do you agree with the Bell being the worst Claymore in the entire game, or the worst weapon in the entire game? Or do you think that it is not, and there's another worse weapon in the entire game? or there's a Claymore that is pretty much worse than that, besides a 1 or 2 star Claymore, by the way, since we don't count those, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching this Genshin Rant Halloween special video, and I'll see you guys in the next Genshin video.